Let's see what 40 quid or so can get you on AliExpress. Now from the images, these looked unbelievable basically for the money. I want to see if they actually look decent in the flesh, because videos I've seen of these, well, they haven't been the best so far out of the ones I've viewed online. So these are two different models. Let's start with this one. So we have AD2030, that's the code at least. These are Addiesdive watches, which I've never tried before. Now this brand normally makes just straight up like homage / clones of luxury watches, but for less money. But these don't seem to be that. They're not anything I've really seen before, and I'll explain more in the full review, but let's have a peek, eh? Now this packaging immediately is very similar to lots of the watches you get on AliExpress already from other brands. This kind of chest with the 4 clamps on it. And here we are. Here is the Addiesdive 2030. Now, as you can see, this style of watch has nothing to do with diving. So Addiesdive does make other styles of watches, but as you can see, that dial is what is most interesting here. It has this desert-like effect, and it looks pretty good. Let's get the film off. That'll do for now. Let's have a look at that dial. Now, this is the thing that has never come across very well on other people's videos due to, you know, just inexpensive lighting setups, which is to be expected, to be honest. Most people shouldn't be spending loads on a lighting setup. But I wanted to see if this actually looks like the stock images. And it kind of does. Oh my goodness. I also wanted to take a look at the case to see if this actually was stainless steel. And at least from first impressions, I believe it is as well. Now you'll notice the, as well as this rather intricate dial, you also have a semi-smooth second hand. And that's despite the watch being quartz and very thin, mainly because it's using a mecha quartz movement, which you really don't see very often in this type of watch. But yeah, that is just, man, this is actually outrageous. The bracelet is using solid links, I believe, all the way across, even a milled clasp. No joke, this watch is selling for like 40 to 50 pounds on AliExpress. That is ridiculous. Now the crystal, I think, is just mineral crystal, but even so, let's take a look at some of these other colours, and then also the other model, which I've decided to grab too. This one is the white dial, and again, it looks really nice. One thing I was keen to check out is to see if this desert pattern was randomized across all the different ones, and to see if it was almost as if each watch would have a unique look, but that doesn't seem to be the case because they do match up, but you know, it's still done nicely. And here is a light blue one as well. I decided to just buy all 3 so I could really check them out. This one is similar-ish to a certain Grand Seiko model in terms of the colour at least, and the fact it's got like a ridged dial. But yeah, I'm actually shocked to a degree by how these look. I'll link all of them in the video description, at least if you want to check them out, or at least while they're at that price. But I will review this at some point soon to give you a real close-up of each one. But for now, we have another one to unbox, and this one is the AD2118, and this one says blue steel. Now it is a blue watch. The other codes don't say steel on, so maybe they aren't steel, but they sure do feel like it. So again, it's the same box, and here we go. And this model again looks quite like that certain Grand Seiko model that I referred to earlier, mainly because it's got like that blue texture, but you'll notice this time that those ridges are much more frequent, at least. It doesn't look so much like a desert, it's more of like a kind of ice look. But again, it's definitely slightly different than the Grand Seiko models I've seen. And of course, this isn't at a Grand Seiko price point. I've just taken the film off to discover this uses a screw-down crown. It's on like a dress-style watch, but it's got a threaded crown, at least a shortly threaded one. And the main difference, as you can see here, apart from the thickness, because it is a pretty thick boy, is the fact it's using an automatic movement. From what I remember, I think it was a Seiko NH30 something series movement in there. But to be frank, you know, at the price I paid for this, which I think was about £70, I think, don't really care what's in the back of it. Overall, looks quite similar. Obviously, it has the kind of Rolex Oyster style case, but it ends up looking a little bit like some of the Seiko 5 models that I've covered before, like the SNK 300 series. Again, bracelet is pretty decent. And overall, it is actually boggles the mind what can be achieved. Of course, our fair working conditions always achieved at these sorts of prices. Well, there are certainly questions, but the outcome is impressive nonetheless. Let's test this one. I can't remember what crystal it is. So here we've got the Orient Mako 3, which we know is sapphire. There we go, and you get a positive reading on diamond selector. Next up we have the Addiesdive. Yeah. That's crazy. That's even sapphire. What? For confirmation, here's the previous, the desert-like dial Addiesdive, which I think looks better. No. Yeah, I think that one was just listed as mineral. Now, these watches, you know, I'm sure they've got some problems. The branding and the logo isn't the best, but like the dial on that and the bracelets and cases, it's outrageous. Yeah, I'll affiliate link them down below if you want to check them out. This just might be the best value, low cost set of watches out there.